Hello folks, sorry about that. Connection went, don't know why. Don't know where we was up to. So, if you're on board, fire away, fire up again. Can't remember the last question, I just shared that post. Right, who have we got back with us? I think I was talking to Steve. Yes, Steve, give us a ring back. Give us a ring back. I'll be in tomorrow, or doesn't matter. Hello, Lee. Sorry about that. Lost connection, folks. So just moved in from out the kitchen. Hello again, Lee. Don't leave us again. It just went off, so I think maybe whatever I was going to answer was going, oh no, don't do that. So I don't know. Yeah, so see where we're up to. Yeah, an amazing investigation with Steve up there in Ayrshire Way. Went to a castle, and we both were like locked at horns with like daggers under here, if I remember rightly, Steve. And then the next day, Steve inboxed me saying, come across this in the Ayrshire Castles book of the situation that went on. 2 gentlemen at a duel from the land, so you always pick up on what's going on the land. Come on, Lee, give us a good question this time. I'm only on about 15% on this iPad, so I'm not going to stay on here too long. I've got things to do. So, see where we're going. 8 people joined us. Who's on the bandwagon? Where are we going? Yeah, just live feed before us. Backtrack on the investigation yesterday. We've done quite a lot of that. Just done a bit of open questions and answers. I don't think a lot of people know and understand of how much dedication goes into putting things into being professional and slotting things in, of how and where you're up to with your own development or your own stage of where you're up to spiritually as well. And sometimes just at the moment go with the flow, but I do understand what's coming in and around. So fire away with a couple more questions, make myself another brew, and I should be back up to speed then, I think, tonight. Hello, Kez, where you been? Arnie, okay. I thought it was my Wi-Fi. I did it. Oh, I tell you what, mine's been terrible today when I first had to reboot everything. I sat down the last 2 weeks, 2 nights. I've sat in my front room for the last 2 weeks. Been that busy. Yeah. Should you work more spiritually? Yes, Mandy. You keep yourself too wrapped up. You don't share enough of what's going on in and around you, when I know what's going on around you anyway. So, yeah, you need to work a bit more. But then again, everyone works in the different ways, man. So, what you're comfortable with. Certain nights you'll expand. Certain nights you'll keep things a bit quiet. Hello, Barbara. Hello, Sarah. Sharon. Hello, Jan. How draining is it when you finish the session? As a high energy medium, I can recharge quite quickly, but when you stop, it's like, ugh. So you have that lull, and I think it was going till 4 o'clock in the morning. At 2:30 last night, time you finished, unwind, 4 o'clock, and then it's just like, game over. So how draining is it? It's just, you get used to quite a bit of sugary drinks, which isn't good, but if I was having a drink, I'd drink 0 sugar Coke if I could, but sometimes you need a boost, so don't pinch me Turkish Delight. Jaffa Cake's quite good for you as well, jelly babies, so keep going, that type of stuff. But it's just, you've got to keep it sensible. Loads of water, tea, coffee, cold drinks. You just got to keep going with it. It is very, very draining. So it is very draining. In a way of, when you do sit down and come down, it's like you've played extra time and penalties. It's just like, yeah, okay, now it's time to rest. Nice hot bath always does me, or a nice shower. Why do some spirits not know that they're dead? Because they can be a floating energy that, if, i.e. I've had it where I've been doing platform work, talking to people, and you get people that's been in a car crash that's died suddenly, or that the casket has been taken away from them quickly, so it could be just floating around, in and around. And what I always say to people, which this will knock a few people's minds out there, if you think from day one, I think there's been an approximate calculation that there's been about 57 billion people lived before us. So there's a lot of energies out there, so it's a busy area, busy space. So think back to day one, how many people have lived before us? It's a big number, all right? So that's what's in and around us, all right? Not that amount, but there has been that roughly amount of people that's lived before us. If someone can correct me on that, that's great. Might be more, might be less, but the figure I heard when somebody told me that fact was 57 billion odd people have lived before us. It's a lot of energy, it's a lot of souls. So if they don't know that they've not gone, that's when they try and make communication with somebody that will work with the light, or somebody that's open to receive. So have I had to convince them that they are gone? In a way of understanding and talking to them openly in a conversation where it's the compromise. Do you know that you've not crossed? No. Do you know that you're not in your casket or your body anymore? It's like, no. Do you know where you are? No. And then you explain. Then, do you know what year it is now? No. I don't want to shock you, but it is whatever year. What, 2016, 2017. What year did you last remember of your time? And they might say 1920s, 1980s. So sometimes I've seen spirits where they have been shocked, and you'll always hear me ask the question when I get an energy round like that is, I don't want to shock you, but would you like me to tell you what year we're in now at the moment? And it has shocked a few people, and that's where it's affected a few people in and around. You're on investigations of their mannerisms and their emotions has been strong then, and they're picking up on that sensual energy that's around them as well. So I have seen people in and around you cry then, because they're picking up on that spirit's energies. Why can't you sing at Morecambe? Because I haven't got my bloody earplugs with me. You can sing if I take my earplugs. You alright, Lee? Hope you're okay. Afternoon, brother. Turkish Delight, I've got 2 in the fridge. You've drank me cans. No sugar coke, sorry bud. Finger out, lad, finger out. Get it replenished. Coffee and more coffee. Yeah, cappuccinos for me at the moment. Nice and sweet. Do shows in Wallasey. I've done the Wallasey Spiritualist Church. I like going up there. Got another Spiritualist Church coming up in Cheshire Way, so I always like giving back to the church. Just respect, and that's what it's about, is giving back. I like to give back. So with the world ends, isn't it? We're not going to be around. We might be part of it. It's just the universe, as people say. You could be under somebody's thumbnail. We don't know. So there's always that expanding chicken and the egg theory, isn't it? It's just got to go with the universe. You've got to tap into it, and that's what it's all about, is tapping into the energies in and around you, understanding the energies in and around you, Lee. High-tech equipment against old school ways of communicating. It's just if you think what we do investigations and it's a quiet night, K2's brilliant, great, it is what it is. What else can we have? Just sometimes you can go, where do you want to go beyond the realm? I mean, to me the future's time travel. Jan. Oh, you're welcome. That's what it's about. If I can help with anything, Jan, I will do. Just fire away. Just inbox me if you need me. Always glad to chat. Always glad to help. Didn't answer why you can't sing at Morecambe. I said because I haven't got my earplugs. Don't take earplugs to the invests. Is that all right, Em? You can sing if you want to sing. You might empty the place though. That's all I'm worried about. Want to keep it full. Will Mandy sleep at East Drive? Did you sleep last time, Mand? You sing like an angel. Well, proof will have to be in the pudding. You'll get some more. Don't panic now. I'm not panicking, mate. Hello, Caroline. Lisa, hope you're okay. Again, good question, Lee. It's like, again, I haven't got all the answers for everything. Another dimensions. I done it last night. I walked back into a dimension. I walked back into an era. I walked 30 yards back down Drakelow tunnels, and I asked it to come forward and work with me in and around the time that they was. So at the minute, we're okay bringing back things from the past and bringing it forward. But what I'd like to see is us moving forwards and going ahead and then coming back to where we are. So that'll blow my mind away. So you're in deep thought tonight. That's fine. Wait till the start of the season, then we'll be at it, mate. So can't wait for the start of the season. Where are we going now? Right, come on, any more? We've got 7 online. Yeah, I'd love to go back in time. Here's a question for me, for you then. Where would you like to go back in time? Or what moment in time would you like to go back to? An hour before the Titanic? Is it a lot around disasters? Could you help change disasters? Good question, man. What time period would I like to stop in? I mean, I think a period that would be most petrified would, to me at the minute, would be before the start of the First World War, before the start of the Second World War, before the Falklands War. Imagine what them lads and people that's gone out there, give their lives for us today. That type of period to go into 1945s and all the rations and all that. And I know when I was a kid, you used to say, "Oh God, my granddad's preaching or something, or going on about the war and all this, that, and the other." I'm drawn to go in to watch Dunkirk at the pictures, so I'm going to watch that. When I watch Tom Hanks and Saving Private Ryan when they're on that beach, that was just jaw-dropping what people have gone through for us. So, you know, we are all lucky, we're all good health. You know, so I always put a lot of things out there to respect. I respect what other people have done for me, even though I might not know them. Family members, yeah, I do know that served, but I think that type of period would be like Flounders and all that, or going over. That takes some doing. Do you know what I mean? I think if I can go back somewhere, I'd like to go back possibly to the early days, possibly America. Where would you say? 1900s, something like that, 1910s, all the Bugsy Malone days, or Peaky Blinders, stuff like that. That would really, that type of stuff would be really good. And sometimes you think of when you see some of the old policing from the 50s and 60s of what people could get away with today, and you're like, God, all the sophistications we've got these days. So I think there's about 3 or 4 different decades you could step back into there. I'm just going to scroll back up there a second. 20s would be awesome. I've had a visitor a few months ago with New York again. A lady came over, very wealthy lady, linked with the Titanic. Didn't sail under her real name, sailed under a maiden name. Ticket was in a married name. She didn't sail, so her husband in spirit is refusing to communicate with her because this lady, this gentleman went off with another lady, obviously after the disaster. So there's little things that come up. I've had stuff passed in the training with the Titanic of door numbers, names, passenger number. I've had all that before in the past. We've had some great training nights at Port Sunlight Village in the pub there, and the Bridge Inn, Civic Centre, Community Centre. Done a lot of training. So let's just go back on a few questions. I'd say quite a lot of decades. 40, let me just, so we've done that one. 1940s. It'd be alright if we, I think if you had a good number, like when we went to the police station the other month, man, we found a lot of information like so that out, RAF based or something like that, or something like that. Go to your mum and dad's weddings, yeah. Nice one, Barbara. Do you think it's... Yeah, experience it in different times. That's what I try and do. I try and give people different areas. If you do any trance and bring people through, I always ask them the questions, and I always ask them to show their rigmarole of what clothes they've got on, what they're wearing, if they've got Charleston hat on, or gentleman with a bowler hat on, or whatever. I'll always try and show them, or beards, or whatever they've got. I just try and bring their areas through in their time. Let's see where we're going. Me and Eddie want to go and watch Dunkirk. Yeah, can't wait. Hacksaw Ridge. Yeah, gonna watch that. I meant to watch that a few weeks ago and I had to go out. Changing the past, I wouldn't think. I think it's way too. It's already gone, hasn't it? As again, Back to the Future. It's all expanding your minds to how the way that we think as human beings, but yeah, it could be quite simple. It was interesting when we went Belfast Docks and I stood in the actual where they built the basin of the Titanic and closed my eyes, my mind's eye, and you could just see all the workers there, but you could see all the little boys, the small boys running for paperwork back to the planning offices and stuff like that. And it was just like, wow, that was like going back in time. That was like a time freeze, deja vu again. And it was just Belfast Docks and the pump house was an amazing investigation. Hello, Jean, just woke up. I'm only joking. Oh, you've been on investing last night? Let's see where we're going. What would you like to see, Em? There's a bit of a time delay on this as well, don't forget. Okay. Favourite person to work with, obviously. Yeah, there's a list. There's a list. We can work with anybody, can't we? At the end of the day, if they're willing to work with you, put themselves forwards, they need to make themselves known. I'll work with anybody. I've got no enemies at all whatsoever. So anyone wants to work with me, just let themselves known. Yeah, and also as well, the other one that that just come to me then was the pyramids, Egypt. I get drawn to that as well, but I also get drawn to Jordan, to the Valley of the Kings and all that as well. So it must have been amazing, early 1900s, going to Africa, stuff like that. But being an explorer, I would love to have gone up Everest, but I think that's beyond my capabilities. I always want to go the Inca Trail. I always want to go Mount Kilimanjaro. Just go anywhere. It's all about travel. It's all about seeing these places. I think if you asked me what my top job would be Top Gear, wouldn't it? Doing that, yeah. Getting doing all them specials. So wouldn't mind a special, doing specials. Let's see where we're going. You're back with us, Steve. I was saying before, back on the link. Lost the link before, but just give us a bell in the week. I'll be home and all that. Let us know what you got up to last night. Oh, thanks, mate. That's what it's about, mate. As again, I can only give you what they give me. Spirits don't give me anything. It's a quiet night. It's a quiet night. If it's a busy night, it's a busy night. And 9 times out of 10, they'll just fly forward, and that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Egypt, your #1 place. Haven't been there yet. Everyone's future is set, no matter what choices you make. Sometimes think you can get pulled back a little bit before that split decision that you make, Lee. If you watch Sliding Doors, that can be, there's like can be 2 scenarios or 3 scenarios or 4 scenarios, but if you're meant to be nudged so far to the right and come back onto the table, like the magician card, your path and your road's already there. I do believe in that. Ellington Castle, Kim Willie Abels was tremendous. Yeah, that was fantastic. Love going to all them places. If I made the brew on location, you know what I'm like. I'd get bombarded. I tell you what, I'd get you working at Newsham. I'll go around, take some pictures and do some videoing. I'll have a night off. So you'll be busy man on Thursday. Oh, back with us, Linda. Yeah, I'll make you one at Morecambe, no doubt. Try my best, Em. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, you can only be your best and do your best and try your best, and that's all you can do. So I find what's hard to take on board is when other people create or squabble or go off on their own ways with their side of how they think that this should be done or that should be done. That's fine. But I think with social media these days, I think it's a wicked tool, and that's what I don't like the side of. That interaction with the internet. Why can we sometimes see ourselves sleeping at night? Scares the heart of me. Well, what you're doing, you must probably astral projecting, Lee, and then coming back in. But you'll still be linked with yourself, so that can happen. Why don't you train yourself over the next few nights and say, before I go to sleep, ask your team if they'll take you to a certain place you want to go. Ask them to take you back to a certain time you want to go, see if it works. Ask them to take you to the future, see if it works. If it doesn't work, you've had to go. But think backwards, I think you can go back into them realms. Keep losing signal. Yeah, that's because you're in Tellywelly, Wales. S4C land, Sarah. Need to put a bigger aerial up. Loads to discuss. Yeah, back with us, Thomas. So I don't know how much life I've got on this. It was on 15% when I joined the link back up as well. So yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait for Morecambe again. I have you fixed that telly of yours yet? You sorted your telly out? Yeah, do it. That's what it's about. It's all about working with your team and giving it a go, and then just saying, before I go to sleep tonight, I'd like my team to take me to there when I'm out, and I'd like to visualise yourself standing there, and come back, and then in your dream ask them to report what you've learnt there. And when you wake up, if you're nice and refreshed, you don't want to be drained, so ask your team not to drain you while you go as well. So always have a glass of water on hand as well. No, it won't be sometimes it could be that stage where you're ready to move on. If it is a recurring dream, I thought we had a recurring situation with the gunfire last night, and I was like, is it on a loop, is it re-going? And then all of a sudden it went from 5 shots, it went to 4 shots, 3 shots, 2 shots. So it wasn't on a loop, but it was just amazing how it responded to the thoughts of putting it out there. You've got to put things out there and see what your team does and what your helpers are and what's going on. What did you have, Thomas? Can Spirit come and pack your suitcase? Well, we don't all go away for 4 weeks, man, do they? So all I can say is buy some more cases. Get ready to get a bigger roof rack. I'm not going to say what I was going to say then. Why are you in bed? Put the number out there, go with it. Many a time, Sarah, many a time. I've had it about 7 to 10 times now. Person's gone within a couple of weeks. It's not a Grim Reaper situation or nothing like that. It's just like time freezes, and then within a couple of weeks that person's gone. So it's like you might bump into someone and you're like, oh, what was all that about? And then they're gone within a couple of weeks. I've had it about 7 to 10 times now, and it's happened every time as well. So that's what people don't see and understand. It's just a learning curve of what you're going through, and putting them phases in. It's getting you to help what's going on in and around as well. And sometimes, you know, yeah, it's hard. It is very, very hard, but it's how you deal with things in life that counts, and that's what it's all about, is dealing with them type of things. Roast chicken, nice one. What else have you had? Do you see changes in order? It can work in both ways. I feel with auras, it's more of the light that's in and around you. Like, so now I'm in my front room, sun's going down over there, but when I'm in my back room, it's a different light energy. So the people in there, if I was in the back room with people, living people, the auras around that will be different to what they are in the different time setting of the day. So, as again, a lot of people go out doing paranormal stuff of an evening, looking for stuff where it's just as active in the day as well. So if someone's got a blocked chakra point, you get drawn to that point, and you'll say, do a meditation for that, or have a little go. Don't preach meditation, but it does work. So again, it's balancing and cleansing. Where are we up to now? The falling situation as well, that could be things that you need to sort out, Lee, that you're blocking, or you're running away from, or you're working away from. So you're working with the fear before you go to sleep. So if something's stuck in the back of your mind for that day, just try and put it down before you go to sleep. I used to have one as a kid. I was always petrified of, I was always running and King Kong was chasing me. It's just like, wow. So I suppose that was a big thing when we were kids, wasn't it? Again, that's learning curve. How people are, do you feel that they're nice or they're good and all this, that and the other. Don't forget, everybody has a bad day. So you've got to put it in perspective of how's that person over a 12-month period. So we all have bad days. I certainly had to bite the bullet quite recently, but it's just how you deal with things on the day, and what the makeup is of the person. It doesn't cost nothing to be nice. So again, I know saying more positive brings more positives, and that's always a nice thing. Evil, with evil, where you're saying about evil, if you're on location, you get smells coming in, you can get rotten smells or dirty, or and you sense the atmosphere changing, so that can work with that as well. Sent to me for a reason, Thomas, was you? Nice one. Dale, Deb, what you doing with 2 minutes on your hands? World War II soldier a while ago, and people took the mick out of me. Thing is as well, Lee, if people are sceptic and they don't understand what's going on in and around you, you don't have to tell them. Keep it to yourself, work with it. If they're open to receive, you can ask them, are you open to receive? If they say no, don't give that information. I've never gone up to somebody out in the street, or I've never gone up to somebody other in the right place or the right time and give them information, unless it's been the right time or the information of the event we go on. So if you're walking in the middle, I'd never tap somebody on the shoulder and say X, Y and Z, because not the right time, right place. Maybe your time to rest, Lee. Again, I would say meditation, balance and cleanse first, then meditate, and then work with what you've got to do tonight, and then you'll find that them things will fall into place. But yeah, you can get shut down at any time if you take anything out of context. If your team think you're doing things in the wrong way, they'll shut you down. Shut you down to me instantly. Not me. I have experienced it, but rest wise, tiredness wise, colds, flus, abscess, whatever. It's just, if they want you to rest, they'll make you rest, and that's how you trust your team as well. Not about making you ill, it's all about understanding when you're off your feet, you're off your feet. That's all right. Yeah, we're getting there, Lee. It's just it's going to be our year this year again. Just keep going. Yeah, the locations and places, it's just like you get drawn to them. If you go off into one room and you're working with people, you've got to give them, if it's a quiet room, you've got to give them the experience of that quiet room. If someone's pulling you 4 doors or 4 rooms down the road, you'll go off into that. I had a situation the other week at Hazel's place in the old school, or the old building, picked up on a few things, and people I was describing, a lady in another team about 2 or 3 doors down, she was drawing them all, and then she tied up at break time when we was having a quick coffee, and she's like, have you come across this person tonight? So the team were laughing, because like, yeah, we described that person 10 minutes ago. So you're describing what's in and around the area, so you get drawn to different rooms. Not pregnant, are you, Emma? Tied and drained, again, water, balance and cleanse, meditation, have a bath, have a shower, put it all down the plug hole. You should feel refreshed in a day or 2. So you was told not to touch the fireplace, but you didn't listen. Right, what time are we on? 25 to 8. You feel sick today? No, not good. We all have our off days, but hope you're feeling well soon. Yeah, get yourself in Jurassic Park tonight and see if you make it out for me. Oh, pleasure to help with any questions. Yeah, don't mind the rest. I'll be fresh as a daisy tomorrow. I'm all right. You're not watching the football, are you, Thomas? No, I've got a few programmes on record. Going to watch a few of them. As again, best thing about watching recording programmes, you can fast forward through the adverts. Drive me nuts. Oh, hard work you're doing them, yeah. So, as again, if anyone needs to do anything, get out and about, go round to these places, see what you pick up, see what you sense, and report back. It's just, the more you get out there, the more you pick up on things out there. But definitely like to go to New York, definitely like to get to America. And I'd like to go to quite a few of the ancient places as well. But better check my bucket list off. Ask the universe to sort it out. Oh, you'd be fine for Newsham. Well, that's okay. Yeah, I will do go and rest. You're welcome, Jan. It's just nice to give back again. Don't usually do a lot of this, and certainly I know I've never ever asked anyone to share anything of mine, because what's meant to be is meant to be. Whatever road or path it takes me down is what path it takes me down. So it's not about me, it's about doing what I'm doing at what level I'm doing and just going with the flow. I haven't booked it in my diary yet, Thomas. A diary's in the kitchen at the minute. I'll sort something out. Right, I'm going. I am done in. Hope you all have a good weekend. Hope you have a good week coming ahead. Looking forward to Thursday. Yeah, nice to have questions and answers. Yeah, I'm just unwinding, coming down, and just sorting out what I've got to sort out now. So maybe I'll do a few more live streams, questions and answers. I think it went well, but hopefully it didn't waffle on. But a few of the experiences, a few of the things in past. I've been, the way something was written in a magazine I wasn't happy about. That was overwritten, but certainly not been happy about that. But hey, we learn from that, and that's what life's about. Right, Linda, been awesome. See you Thursday. Yeah, and see what happens on Thursday. And catch up with you soon. Might do a live feed tomorrow, see what's happening in and around as well. So it's like 1,000,001 questions. It's just nice to answer a few things as well, and that's some of the things that I've picked up on the last 7 years as well. Yeah, I'll be resting. Right, I'm gonna log off now because I am done, and I'm gonna watch a few programs. So yeah, give us a bell later, and I'll speak to you later. Yeah, catch you later, folks. Night.